Remember that Hydro Quad I showed you in the last video? Well, the model is finally finished for it. It's a four-wheeled vehicle specifically used for moving around small amount of items from A to B. It's perfect for when you want to just drive to one of the stores and pick up a few items, or in my case, when you leave the items in one store and then you need them in another, then you gotta go drive over there, and then you got to drive all the way. Anyway, a cool part about this vehicle and the vehicles we're going to create moving forward in new updates is you can see your character riding on top of the vehicle. With the addition of new NPCs, we're also adding in new outfits and hairstyles and faces, but I'm going to come on to that later on in the video. This Hydro Quad is still really fun to drive, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out because it genuinely makes the game so much more fun when you've got a cool drifting quad bike to travel around the map with. But I want to continue talking about vehicles and show you the second vehicle that is coming in the 2.1 farming update. This is the Hydro Roller. Now, I know, like the last video, the model is not finished, not even nearly finished, and same with the code, it still needs a lot of work to make the flattening part look good. But basically, a lot of players were asking for a way to flatten ground a lot more easier. This Hydro Roller is the perfect vehicle to do that. You use it to flatten land to make a really nice homestead on the top, or if you have a big enough space to get it down there, you can use it to flatten out dirt underneath the ground. One of the coolest features of this Hydro Roller is the fact that you can make the rolling bar go up and down. We have the functionality kind of loosely in there, but I do have some cool concept art as well and some random sketches we've got of the Hydro Roller. While adding in these new vehicles, I also went in and optimized loads of the vehicle code. So now the vehicles don't affect FPS nearly as much as they did. For a comparison, here's 20 trucks in the world. You can see before this optimization, I'm struggling to even get 30 FPS. Whereas after, I've got about 70 to 80 FPS in the world with 20 trucks. By reorganizing and optimizing the code for vehicles, this also makes it a lot easier for modders to go in there and create their own vehicle. So far, we haven't seen any modders really create any vehicles for HYDRONEER, but I'm hoping with this 2.1 farming update, we can see lots more vehicles coming in. As you guys know, after this update is the 2.2 Tier 3 update, and with that update, there'll also be more mining vehicles. I know a lot of you guys want to see the excavator vehicle brought back. We're going to be doing some similar kind of stuff in this update coming later on. For all those builders out there, we've got a brand new build set. Now, with the addition of 2.0, something that we brought in was build sets. So far, there's wooden, stone, and cottage types. These are just building parts that you can mix together to form any kind of unique building. In the future, we want to keep adding more and more build sets so you can customize your buildings accordingly. So this new greenhouse building set has these big iron bars as well as this really nice looking glass. You can find the store for this in the new farming area, which you haven't quite finished yet. Probably will show that off next month's video, but you buy these things with farming guild tokens. You can see here where I've mixed this greenhouse build set with some of the other build sets, and I think it looks fantastic. The more build sets we add in, I think just really in HYDRONEER, we're always trying to update old models by replacing them or retexturing them. And this month, I took a good majority of those buildings that you see in Bridgeport and Emma Cradle, and I retextured them. Now, this is a tiny little change that most players won't even notice, but all these little changes do add up to make a very consistent and nice looking world. So why did we redo this, and why wasn't it great in the first place? Well, when I first created HYDRONEER a few years ago, I was only a one-person team and I didn't have a lot of art skills. You know, I kind of knew how to texture things, but I didn't really know how to model. I had so many models that I had to texture that I didn't really have time to spend a lot of time on all of them. Here's a comparison of before and after us going through and texture them. There's one thing I've also forgotten to mention in all these previous videos that I definitely wanted to mention, and that is with all the new NPCs we're adding in into this update, we're also going to be adding in female body types as well. So if you've ever wanted to play with a female body type, you will be able to do that. With that, we're also adding in kind of new hairstyles, new clothing, new faces, all this different stuff to really bring the world of HYDRONEER to be a lot more alive. We're working really, really hard on all these characters. Next month, we're actually going to be looking at voice actors and hiring voice actors to do a lot of the voices that you're going to see as you walk past these villagers or when you interact with them, when they require soup, as I mentioned in the last video with the new farming update. So look out for that. That's coming soon. So would you guys like to check out this update early? Well, before I get into that, I want to talk to you guys about merch. This is one of our merch items. We've got this t-shirt in 3 different colors. We've got navy, maroon, and black. But not only that, we also have these huge plushies. These things are absolutely massive. You can even fit your entire hand through it, and they are at limited stock right now. After the last video when I showed these off, they sold out so damn quick that we actually had to do a restock, but now we're on our final restock, so make sure you get them while we've still got them. As well as having the t-shirts and the pipe plushies, we also have some little pin badges as well. So if pins are your thing, then check them out in the merch store. A free way to support us though, if you haven't already, is to leave us a Steam review. We're a really, really small team, so please, it'll only take a minute of your time. Leave us a Steam review and we will be entirely grateful. So we don't have a planned release date for this update just yet, but when we start to get a little bit closer to that update, we're going to be doing a closed beta. It's going to be the same thing we did for the 2.0 launch. In our Discord server, we have a points-based system. We want to reward helpful and active members of the community by giving them early access to some of these closed betas that we do. Previously, we had between about 100 and 200 people in our closed beta, finding bugs, reporting them to us, and helping us make a very solid update. If you would like to get involved, head over to our Discord server. It's linked down in the description below. You can check out how this point-based poke system works and get yourself in for the chance of getting into the closed beta. The way we do it is we look at the leaderboard, we take the top % of people from that leaderboard, and then we give them keys, and we keep doing that on a wave-by-wave basis until the update is ready. When this update is ready, you guys will be the first to know. I will make a video about it, so if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can find out exactly when this update is going live. That's all from me this month. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and I will see you all next month.